If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you are a blog regular, part of the blog family. Thank you for reading and getting your weather information here. We are about to make some significant changes to the site that I do think you're going to like. Now, we don't like to make these big changes that often. The blog has pretty much looked the same for the past 7 years, since 2010. First, let me say that covering Alabama's weather, especially hazardous weather, is our top priority. The new format will keep our forecasts, updates, and severe and winter weather coverage front and center. Don't worry, everything will still be easy to find. We have always run the blog in a straight chronological fashion. The latest post has always been at the top, and the entire post has always been right there for you to read. As a consequence, older posts get pushed down very quickly, and you might miss them. Not anymore. The most relevant posts will always be front and center. The new blog will be in a magazine format, like many other major internet sites. It will have a slider that features the most recent and relevant posts. The post there will include the latest weather extreme video, current watches and warnings, and the latest updates and stories. No more old expired warnings. No repeated posts canceling counties from a watch. The number of stories in the slider will expand and contract to make sure you always see the most important posts. Our mobile site has had a slider for nearly 3 years now, and it's been very popular. In fact, over 50% of our audience views the blog from their smartphone or tablet. The mobile format won't change, but we will manage the content on the slider so that it is more relevant and recent. Now, on the desktop version, the most recent stories will be displayed by category underneath the slider. The 3 most recent stories in each category will be displayed in chronological order, with the most recent story first. There will be a thumbnail photograph and an excerpt from the content. The most relevant categories will be displayed in order. The first category will always be Alabama's weather. Here you will find weather extreme posts and updates on the Alabama weather situation. If severe weather or winter weather is expected in the next 7 days, that will always be the second category. We have always covered all severe weather warnings for central Alabama. Now we're going to give them their own category. It will always be at least the third row when there are warnings in effect. The warnings are now automated. We will post every severe weather warning from Huntsville or Birmingham seconds after it's issued with a simple map showing the storm-based warning polygon so we can help you respect the polygon. This way, you can tell whether you are in or out of the specific areas affected by warnings for tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, and floods. As the warning is updated about every 10 minutes by the National Weather Service, the update information will be added to the top of the post, with the earlier information down below. When the warning expires or is canceled, the post will show for 10 more minutes, and then it will move to the archive. The category can be expanded to 6 stories instead of the usual 3. It could even go to 9 if need be, but only the warnings that are in effect or have recently ended will show. Of course, you can always go back and read them in the archive category. The automation is going to give our forecasters more time to focus on the bigger picture in severe weather events. We'll be keying on severe weather education, including terminology and safety tips with posts during every event. These critical categories will be followed by things like Meteorology 101, Weather History, Headlines, Tropical, Weather Brains, and the Mixed Bag. Weather 101 History will feature educational and entertaining posts. We will cover national and world weather in headlines and pertinent tropical news in tropical. The Weather Brains podcast will have its own line, showing the most recent and upcoming episodes and any news about the brains. We'll be creating a lot more content that will keep these categories fresh and relevant. I don't know if you've noticed, but our beach forecast underwent a great expansion and improvement last summer. You'll notice 2 newer categories, Partner News Stories and Things to Do. We are very proud of our relationship with the Alabama News Center and have been sharing their good news stories about our state in a big post every Friday. There's great information in those stories, and now you will see a steady stream of those posts in real time on the Partner News Stories category line. We live in a great city and a great state. We will also begin sharing news about some of the events, attractions, and locations that are Birmingham and Alabama. We want to be your place not only for the latest weather information, but also for things to do. You'll see more infographics and more original content. You will see more frequent updates on bad weather days and fine weather days as well. You've probably noticed the new attention bar at the top of the site. We will use it to communicate important information on days that we need to. Otherwise, it will remind our audience to connect with us on various social media channels. And toward that end, we hope that you will engage with us actively. Our meteorologists will be monitoring the @AlabamaWx blog Twitter feed and our Facebook comments that are directly below each post. Ask questions, call us out, tell us what you like. We promise to engage you back in a nice way. And we hope you'll share our content with the convenient share buttons on each and every post. Now, we understand that some of you probably won't like having to click on the stories that you want to read, but we think that's a small price, so you can simply see more content. You won't miss a very interesting story that previously would have been buried 4 or 5 stories deep on the front page. Now, we're not trying to spam you, but want to present our content in a way that is more useful. And we appreciate you putting up with a little advertising. We love doing the blog, but our content providers need to be compensated for the long hours of hard work they put in. Thanks for supporting our blog partners by viewing their messages and buying from them when you can. And let them know you saw their ad message on the blog. We put a lot of work and effort into making the blog better for you. Anytime you do something new, there's always going to be a few people who like the old way better. But give it a chance, and I think you'll really like the new expanded content a lot. Thanks for being a part of our blog family.